Three, two, one. This is the Jai 08, also known as Jeremy the Jai Guillory, and this is part three of breaking down Kayfabe and the Broken Turnbuckle presented by the Broken Turnbuckle Podcast. Um, this is a very um, intense podcast or episode, several parts to it, and I'm not sure if this is going to be the last part at this time or if there's going to be another part to it. I am still working at the time of this recording. I'm still working on the editing process to make sure, and we this is 3 months in the making at this point. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Just so you know, my hand's getting a lot better than what it has been lately. I've been delayed last time or last week to release part three. So hopefully now is a good time to do it. Hope you enjoy part three. This has been the Jai 08, and enjoy our episode. Background
That's an
on
example about me where
yeah,
you know
yeah.
I was put down.
So
I understand.
I've been very open on my background with
Mm-hmm.
different things.
Yes, you have.
Was a coaching, sports coaching, physical education major. Worked with intramurals for several years.
There you go.
Um, Intramural supervisor. Transition,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
had that door open to working with the local football officiation, high school officiation
Good.
association. Was a big member of that for 5
Good for you.
years. Um, so yeah, I was able to see a lot of things that were going on in high schools and junior highs
Yeah.
during that time. Um, did a lot of pee wee football. Um,
Uh-huh.
Tried to get my name out there um, doing pee wee football.
Uh-huh.
Um, did a few pee wee championships as well.
Okay.
Um, I was in I was the head referee for um,
Ooh.
Harrisburg inaugural firefighter versus police officer
Yeah, we used to do that all the
flag
time, but
football.
we used to do that all the time, but
Yeah,
usually we others keep running over us. But we had our own tournaments ourselves. We used to
yeah,
be in the fire department. Thing called push ball. The only
yeah,
push ball is it's like
yeah.
two fire
I,
hoses with 5-person team pushing the ball back and forth on a wire, see who wins.
yeah.
And that also
So
did this thing called Ski Atlas, New York, called Sink the Boat. Where we also get on the boat, try to drown the
yeah,
other boat. That
yeah.
was fun.
I
We did a lot of things like that. The
yeah,
smaller fire departments don't do what the big fire
yeah,
departments do, like their Olympics.
yeah,
The paid fire departments do that. We don't. All local stuff just came with
yeah.
ourselves.
We
Came up
were
with fun fire
hired.
department. So I've
They
been through a lot of flicks on that.
yeah my crew was hired at the very last minute
Uh huh.
for that event, um, where we were doing a lot of community flag football championships at that time, and the main one was the flag football um, between the police officers and fire department.
Yeah, a lot of people do
Um,
that
it
still. They
was
still
hosted by
they still do that.
Habitat for Humanity, and they
That's what they
had
do it
everything
for
set
now.
up
So
except for the referees, and they did
yeah,
it at the very last
they
minute.
do it for charities now. They don't
Yeah,
do it for money anymore, just
and
charity.
what happened was that when they were going to have it televised
Right.
with the local stations,
Uh huh.
so throughout the entire day, I'm doing my regular thing, and I get upstaged by Ray Guy. Um, so Ray Guy is the special coin flipper
Right.
the um, for the main for the last game.
Right.
So I go over with him exactly what we're going to do. I go over our rules, game plans, and things. I
Right.
talk to and do the captain's meeting. I do the captain's meeting like I do normally. I get interrupted. He flips the coin, says, "Let's begin."
Right.
And I just sit there like, okay, um, never mind then. Um, so yeah, and and of course I did several other things with Ray Guy as well before he passed away too.
Right.
He's a really good guy, old school, stringent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we can kind of butt heads sometimes,
It
but
happens. You know, it happens. Referees always ball
yeah,
heads. It happens in
it
any sport you
happens.
do.
It happens. So yeah, yeah, he's a really fun guy to be around. Um, Great guy to work with,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, hard heads sometimes.
Yep.
So um, I'm very glad that I worked with him on that. Also worked with the city of Hasburg and the
Mm-hmm.
mayor with their
That's
flag
cool.
football championships.
That's cool.
Um, the only thing that I have not officiated, um, football wise, is a high school state championship game. Um, I have not done anything with that yet. For
Okay.
those, they have to really evaluate you, um, and you have to really stand out and not get anything wrong during the entire season.
Right.
So, um, and my first year, there's going to be a lot of rookie mistakes
Yep.
for a
Always
lot of
are.
things.
Always are. It happens.
Yeah. One of my biggest rookie mistakes was in a rivalry game
Okay.
where it was Summerall versus Purvis at the Purvis Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Purvis Stadium.
Nothing. So
Yeah,
vacation. So
yeah,
now I have anything to Tuesday
yeah,
on my
yeah.
next procedure.
Yeah. So,
So
so at in Purvis, I've been there several times.
okay.
Around that time,
Right.
by that game.
Right.
This is like
Right.
weeks um, 6 or 7, or probably no, it's like week 8 in the
Okay.
season out of a 10-week schedule. Um,
Right.
so the score is very close, like a 4 point game. They
Right.
got to get a touchdown to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they're driving down the field, and I'm working the 25-second clock. The 25
Right.
second clock is very easy. All you do is just hit the button, reset, start,
Right.
and just do it that way.
Right.
Um, on throughout the drive, I'm just breezing on through it because it's
Right.
in hurry up offense, breezing on through it, just hitting the buttons very fast.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to me, a button was missed.
Uh oh.
No one saw it. All they saw was that a play happened. They're running up to the line,
Right.
and right when the whistle blows, another whistle blows, play clock's dead, flags fly everywhere, and the first thing that I do is I look at the play clock. It's at double zeros.
Right.
They're now about offense. There should not
Okay.
be any double zeros.
Yeah.
I turn to ML, who is the clock
Mm-hmm.
operator. He's been
Right.
there the second or third longest tenure of at that time. And I turned to him and said, I did reset the clock, correct? I did reset that clock.
Right.
before that snap.
Right.
And he just looks up and says, "What?" He literally dozed off. And I'm just looking at him like, dude, you're one of the most professional guys out here, and you didn't even pay attention to see to make sure that the clock was actually. You did not see any mistakes there to see exactly what was going on because I'm trying to pay attention to the game and pay attention
Mm-hmm.
to everything and
Mm-hmm.
everyone's conversation over there, and I'm hearing on the radio what is going on with the play clock, and I'm like, I hit the button. Did you hit reset? Yes. Are you sure you hit reset? Because this has 0 0. It should not be at 0 0 at the time that ready to play.
Right.
This is a crucial moment with less than 25 seconds left,
Mm-hmm.
with less than a minute left in the game.
Right.
And I'm just sitting here like, um, okay, so I'm going with the clock malfunction here. Um, because ML's dozing off here. He cannot confirm it or anything. He's obviously bored here. I'm operating the clock the best way that I know of here. Um, so I'm going with a clock malfunction to where it did not read that I reset the clock. And he said, okay, we're going to replay the down and see what happens. They replay the down and it's an interception. They say, okay, game over. Boom, done for the night. Let's get out of here. And I have to leave out of the score box, which is on the home side of the uh, of the stadium. A lot of
Right.
home fans are there.
Uh-huh.
They just lost the game because of a clock malfunction,
It happens.
and they're going to be pissed off at the clock operators.
Anything happens out of your control. People like it or not.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry game. Their biggest rival
Yeah.
of the year.
Okay.
So I had to sprint down the stairs and into the car that I was
Right.
riding on.
Mm-hmm.
The person driving the car that was taking us home, that that was our carpool, was a white hat, the head
Oh.
rep,
Oh boy.
and I get chewed out the entire way home back to my car, and
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
just
sad.
stick to my story to what had happened, and he was like, "Are you sure you did this?" and things because this just changed the momentum of the entire game.
Right.
And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm a
Okay.
rookie, but it should not be that difficult to work with a cloth that has only 3 buttons.
Right.
Should not be that difficult. There's a stop,
Mm-hmm.
start, and reset.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys are telling me exactly what they're seeing on there. And I'm just sitting here like, you can't sit there and tell me that it's been stuck at um, 15 seconds for 3 plays when I'm hitting start.
Yeah.
You can't, you need to communicate to me on the thing before it happens, um, so that we can notice something that's going on. We need to be in communication here because if you're seeing something that I'm not seeing, then that's more on you than it is on me.
Right.
And I'm telling this to the field judge that was seeing what was going on with the clock. And I'm like, dude, if you're seeing that and I'm not, you need to put that into my attention or the White Hat's attention, signal it in the radio so that we would know because this is hurry up offense. No one, we don't have much time to be fixing the clock all the time. Because I'm fixing, because with ML dozing off the way that he is, and the way that the high school rules are, clock stops on the first down. If he's not even paying attention, I'm having to work both clocks at the same time.
Right.
And that should be very easy for me to do.
Uh huh.
And doing all that at the same time.
Right.
So when they heard that, he was like, the white hat just turned to me and was like, "You were working both clocks?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah, the last 2 minutes I've been working the both clocks." Okay, you get double the pay. ML gets fined for this. And I'm like, okay, that works. That works.
There you go.
And I've had to work with him like 3 or 4 other times as well. Um, with the white hat um, as well as some other guys that are practically legends in Mississippi sport at Southern Mississippi sports. So
Right.
yeah, I'm very fortunate to be a part of that
Mm-hmm.
those crews there.
There you go. Hey,
So
we all learn from mistakes.
definitely, definitely,
I've done a lot of mistakes in my life too. I don't want to share on the air. But
yeah.
it's
Those
just
are some of my famous.
be a lot of swearing. I'll be a lot of swearing. I might get one swearing
Yeah,
fit. Might
yeah. Those are
get in
my
trouble.
famous mistakes. So
I've done a
uh,
lot of mistakes, but mine were minor, not major.
yeah,
So done a
yeah.
couple of things,
So
but let me talk about that.
yeah,
So what else were we talking about? Are we all done or still
I believe
talking?
we're all done. So is there anything else to say about kayfabe?
That started out and that it kept going for years, and then the internet and all that came down, and
Yeah,
I keep it will never be the same again. There's no good guys, bad guys, what the fans want to see, what fans don't want to see, the wrestlers. You know, because it's all entertainment now. It's no more cave. It's all entertainment. There's no more good guy, bad
oh,
guy. You know, everything
yeah,
on stage choreographed. You know,
yeah,
anything can happen.
yeah.
And I still think probably I still think Seth Rollins is going to get fired by the end of the year. What he just did
K,
because they're not too happy and they're matching it on the air. They're not too happy.
yeah.
If you the belts are taken away
K,
from him, he's going to get fired.
kayfabe is
If you report to a doctor, which you should never do,
yeah,
he faked everything just to get the title. And
yeah.
like I said, the
Kayfabe
parents either
is
not like it and they voice the vocal about it. They're
yeah,
probably going to fire him or do something else to him for a while, so he won't be on the main
yeah.
event status.
Kayfabe is dead, but the
Mm-hmm.
business is still thriving.
Yep, and now it's starting to go downhill a little bit. A lot
Yeah,
of people I talk to works at WWE's going downhill. Another person does a podcast. Oh, he still does it. He said it's going downhill. I said, yes, I know it's going downhill. You don't watch it much, neither do I. Just it's been going down, 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 down. No one's still, it's starting to die because I don't think wrestling's going to last on top. It's probably going to be out in the middle next few years because all the changes in company policy, people are buying organizations, and a lot of people don't know what they're doing. Triple H is trying to do, but he gets put back by the people above him. For
yeah,
example, one more example before we go off. It was why Ryan Killings got fired. Well, I'm speculating this. Triple H was forced to it because number one, he's get more popular than The Rock, and Rock gets very jealous easily. He's the board of directors. Number
mm,
two, they're gonna do nothing with him. It's kind of a joke. Number three, they wanted to see how he reacted. It was a real firing, folks. It was not staged. They actually fired him, and then people voiced their opinions.
yeah,
That's why they brought him back more seriously. Because he's a, like I say, he's a damn good wrestler. He's used as a joke, but now he's coming back seriously now.
There,
He's going to be a major impact on the main seed next several years to come, in my opinion.
there's a topic that we forgot to talk about with this.
Okay, that's okay.
That's the terms, the kayfabe terms.
Yeah, the terms.
Um,
I forgot about that. Yeah, I never forget
yeah,
something.
yeah. There
Let's
there are
keep
some
thinking
terms when it comes to kayfabe:
right.
heel, face, jobber, work, and I think there's like three or four others.
Yeah, I can't think of it on top of my head either.
Yeah. So heel
But
is obviously the bad guy. Face
yep,
is a good guy. Jobber is a mid carder that basically jobs to the bigger star. Work means that it's going out of kayfabe, blurring the lines between real and fake.
right.
Um,
Here's another example of jobbers. Orton family has very long lineage of wrestlers. Like Bob Senior was a professional wrestler, he was popular. Junior was a professional wrestler, he's popular, and Randy was. But one Orton was a jobber, and that was Barry O, as in Barry Orton. He was a jobber in
yeah,
the '80s. He didn't get as popular as his brother, anything else, but at least he had a job.
yeah.
He said
So
he was fine doing jobber for everybody else as long as he has a job and a paycheck. He didn't care. But he's the only one of the Orton family that never reached the top
yeah,
success
yeah.
because he didn't have the charisma or anything else. So they used him as a jobber, help the other wrestlers. He didn't mind doing that. Remember about the jobbers were getting paid a little more than they should have when they're against the bigger
Yeah, yeah.
stars.
Gimmick wrestler
A
is
lot of
also
people up here
another
say
kayfabe.
they have not. They have. It was. I read
Yeah,
articles about jobbers. They said jobbers get more than workers do because the
yeah,
jobbers actually get to hit, punch, and stuff like that against
yeah,
any superstar just to make it more real, more
yeah.
realistic. That they were just sitting there getting beaten up. That's why
So
jobbers got more pay, almost a quarter pay than the bigger superstars. That's what a lot of them became
yeah,
jobbers because that's you make a lot of money, but you have to lose every time.
yeah.
A lot of
So
jobbers became big stars, like the Hardys did.
yeah,
They were jobbers at the time, and they made it up there.
yeah.
Sometimes jobbers make it, sometimes they won't, because jobbers is above
Jo-
the workers, basically. They're just testing their talents to
yeah,
see what they
yeah.
can do.
So gimmick is another term
That's
that we
another one right
forgot.
there, gimmick.
Yeah, yeah. But back to jobbers. Jobbers generally tend to be independent wrestlers or guys that are like rookies or somewhere that
Some
uh,
are veterans, so
some are veterans like Broken Brawler. So um,
Liberios was a veteran.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, they're veterans.
But
Veterans just get next generation ready. That's what they were doing.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they were
So
jobbers
do
were,
you
getting the
think?
next generation ready before they other wrestlers took over.
Yeah,
Because they were
and
already testing them.
yeah. So their job is to make their opponent look better than what they actually are.
Yeah,
So whenever you are going in for to be a wrestler and you find out that your position in the organization, um, right when they put you in or eventually throughout there, they have you listed as a jobber. What's your first
right.
initial reaction to being a jobber? Are you
Well,
okay
basically,
with it, or do you feel offended by it?
they hire wrestlers and they test how their skills are, if they can make it big time or not. Basically, a jobber is when you go on TV, they don't want to put big main event matches at the time in the '80s or '70s before the '90s started
Yeah,
doing it. They wanted to save those for like big arena shows back in the '70s when they just do arenas, and then when the '80s try to make the pay-per-views more bigger than they actually were.
yeah,
That's why they had Cinemax main event sort of like pre NXT to set up the pay-per-views.
yeah,
But the local shows just show no stars what they can do, and jobbers make them look good. So they, you know, try to make them bigger stars. The
yeah,
jobbers, my friends, and I'm telling you this, we're training these guys, the next generation, the jobbers were called. Not lately, but they were the ones early on to make new stars out of these people they come in.
yeah,
Like Randy Savage or Hulk Hogan at the time did that, was wrestling, or like British Bulldog. All of them had to be focused and had to be
Mm.
pushed, but they couldn't get pushed because it's what the jobbers were for.
Yeah.
As long before all these wrestling schools and all these big stars pushing next generation wrestlers, they're doing it way back in the 70s and 80s just to get these guys ready. They might be rookies, but also they help train the rookies for jobbers. And when they leave, they jobbers, all the jobbers they train can go up and go against them. The same thing.
Mm.
They're training everybody back then. Because back then there was no the favoritism of big stars, but the jobbers, no favoritism. They were equally doing their job.
Yeah.
Jobbers, they
Do,
can't make it and just make them wrestlers look good. Just like right now, and then bigger superstars are starting to train people now.
yeah.
They learn
Do,
from the kayfabe, learn from the jobbers what to do. Because the
yeah.
jobbers
Yeah.
don't get the respect they do, but now they're getting the respect they did because they were the
Yeah.
ones that really originally started training these wrestlers.
Yeah. Do you
They're bigger stars.
remember? Do you remember James Ellsworth?
Yes, I'm sorry, but he was a joke. He was a good
Yeah.
wrestler, but
Yeah.
I didn't
He
like the
was
guy.
only supposed to be
His
there.
attitude was real. That
Yeah.
attitude he had was real. He rubbed everybody the wrong way. That's why it didn't last very long.
Yeah. So his job was only supposed to be there that one time, that one match
Yes.
against Braun Strowman. Um, but he wanted to use that as a tryout for WWE to show him what he's worth. So he went up to Braun Strowman and he said, "Hey, I want to do some things, and I just want you to no sell, just no sell, and let's see how it goes." Braun Strowman was okay with it. So
He was still new at the time. He
yeah,
just broke away from the Bride family and just built his
yeah,
career. He
yeah,
understood that.
yeah. So they got together. They got on with some ideas on what they could do together, and they went out there, and it was supposed to be like a 5 second match. They turned it into like a 30 to 45 second match.
Because they talked to Vince and stuff, and he thought it was a pretty good idea. That's why he allowed them to do what they did.
Yeah,
Well, anyhow, later on, he thought he'd be some good wrestler, so he put him against Dean Ambrose for a while
yeah,
to try and toughen him up, make him a good wrestler. But his attitude later on got the best of him,
yeah,
and that's when he went back as seconded to whoever with Camille, I think he was with. And then they got rid of him because his attitude was poor.
yeah. It didn't
And
match
some
with.
people, some guys think, I'm better than anybody else. And Ellsworth's an example. That's why he didn't last very long. He said he had an attitude problem. That was his biggest thing. He thought he was big after the old match. He thought he was a big star. And that's what happened to Logan Paul. But Logan Paul had to legitimately prove himself. It took him a couple of years. He's still not there yet. He's still got to
No,
work on his wrestling level. He won't be there for a while. He won't be a
now,
main event, not for a long time. Because he's
yeah,
got to really improve himself. Because right now, he reminds me of a jobber.
yeah,
He's got to really improve.
um,
He's got to improve his attitude. He's got to improve his
yeah,
wrestling more. Because you got to go longer matches. That's why he's doing
yeah,
all these tag team matches and not really going for big superstars because he can't really hang them right now.
yeah.
He knows it.
So
He's come from one world to another. That's very hard for people like that. Look
yeah,
at Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, believe it, like I said, he actually trained wrestling when he was becoming a rapper at the time.
yeah. So
And when he came wrestling, but thought it was a big joke. And then when he saw he could hang with a lot of big guys, they respected him more.
yeah,
That's why he makes appearances once in a while, especially the Royal Rumble.
yeah. So another big name star
Okay.
that probably started out as a jobber, was big in the tag team division.
Yep.
Um,
I think I know what you're
th-
talking about.
that has to really grow on me. I would say is the Miz.
Yes, because he knew the industry. He knew he'd take his time. If you
He
learn
had to
like
take his
that,
time.
when you train, you take your time, become a bigger star. But he was
Yeah,
out for a little while too because he's doing like commentating stuff because he had a major injury that stopped him.
yeah,
And then a
yeah.
few years later, he
So
came back because it was a
yeah,
major injury he
yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
if he'd come back from. So they kept him on there because he had a good charisma and make like a commentator. Sometimes some of the DVDs I got, he hosted.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
basically, he went by the Miz,
So
but he kept working. They liked him. That's why he kept working behind the scenes till he was
yeah,
well off to wrestle again.
yeah.
And
So
he learned his way right up. He started out in TV reality show and then worked his
yeah,
way up
yeah. So
very
people
slowly.
people think that I did not like the early Miz because
Yeah,
of
he's gonna be cocky type, but he's learning.
yeah.
Some person will come in cocky, but then they start learning after a while. When they start learning, then I calm down because these
It
guys are
had
too. These guys are so excited to becoming the big
yeah,
stars, and they
yeah,
don't know how to handle it.
yeah. So
So he
so
learned really quick.
so my issue with the Miz has nothing to do with any kind of incident or anything that he did early on in his career or anything.
Right,
My
right.
issue was his character and his gimmick, being very annoying, being very arrogant, being very
Well, that's what Vince wanted.
yeah. That's what Vince wanted from
It's
him.
influenced it, but he's not doing that much like that
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
he's calmed
uh,
down, mellowing out because Vince is
yeah,
not there no more, and he's got a little more freedom to do his own character now. That's
yeah,
the only
yeah,
thing. Back then, they had no freedoms
yeah,
because Vince was
yeah,
arguing, but now that's not there. And now the freedoms do what they want now.
yeah,
Why do you
yeah,
think Roman takes so much time off? Because he's
yeah,
on off as he starts coming back on off. Like I said, take time off for that. That's what happened the
yeah,
last few
yeah,
times.
yeah,
He's still having problems with leukemia. It's never going to go away. It might
yeah,
go away for a while, but leukemia never stays away. It come
yeah.
right back and haunt you, bite you in
So
the ass.
yeah, so I can't say that I've met him personally, but I can confirm that I have talked to him.
He's a nice guy outside the
He's a
ring.
nice
Very, I
guy.
don't like his gimmick at all.
So
No,
yeah, yeah. Um,
he's one of the few guys that
there
probably.
were some things that need to be cleared up that
Yep.
I felt like there
Go ahead. Go
need to
right
be.
ahead.
So had my own connections for
Mm-hmm.
that,
Right.
so that we did clear things up. I did talk
Mm-hmm.
to him about his gimmick during that time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, said that look, my issue is not with you personally. My issue is with your gimmick personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're struggling with your gimmick with who you are. Um,
That's what happens early on.
yeah, yeah. You know, because you're saying that you're the Miz and you're awesome, but I'm saying you're the Miz and you're annoying or awful,
He
which
tried to
is
do
what they
that. Like I said, it's
that's what
very
they
hard to do for the
wanted.
character.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what they
start of
wanted
time,
to do. But I was
That's what
like,
you do.
but you're not being you're awful on the wrong spectrum of it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try to make it to where you know, and this is just open criticism here. How about you make it to where it makes it look like you're awesome and awful at the same time, and people are going to actually earn your respect more than what it is.
But what
And
you don't understand is they get like they start out, they get lost in the shuffle, so they have to try to figure out their
yeah,
gimmick. It's not easy to continue your gimmick if someone's trying to hold you down. But
yeah,
basically,
yeah,
he wasn't a big star at the time, and he's getting held down in the mid card status because the bigger stars wouldn't leave.
yeah,
And then he had his injury, stayed out a while, become a commentator. That's when he got more popular when he started commentating. Then when he
yeah,
came back, he relearned his character and just boom, right there.
yeah,
He had to learn early on that sometimes gimmick doesn't work. You have to learn from your mistakes. He kind of embraced it, learned it, listened to the wrestlers.
yeah.
That's why some people come
He
in
had to
arrogant
learn it
early in his career,
from
but then after a while they figure it out. They become popular. A lot of
yeah,
wrestlers have done that over the years.
yeah.
A lot
He
of them
had to
have.
learn it from the wrestlers, from Vince McMahon, from the production.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until that he actually learned it from the fans' perspective of it
Yeah,
that
he's
it
learning.
finally clicked with him, saying,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I need to fix it this way."
yeah, he
And
had
it
to learn
wasn't
early
just
on.
a regular fan; it was a fan that knew the ins and outs of the business and was just trying to be his friend with it,
Right.
saying, "Look, I've been watching you do your thing and been watching what you've been doing,
Mm-hmm.
and here's a suggestion for you to do it." And that slight modification turned him from really bad mid card jobber
Right.
to main event world heavyweight champion.
Right.
And I'm glad that he actually heard that from a fan, paid attention to it, and was like, yeah, if I just do that one small tweak that I thought that needed to be done, I'm glad that you. He said, I'm glad that you actually confirmed it.
Sorry if I'm swatting. I
Yeah,
got a bee in the
yeah,
house. I'll kill him
yeah.
later.
He said, I'm glad that you
Kitchen.
found you actually confirmed it because that's what I thought needed to be done. And that next week he did tweak it some, and that's where he got his uh, big main push at, because he tried that one small change, and that one small change actually changed the trajectory of where it was, and it was
That's what
just
wrestler in the back were trying to tell him. You know,
yeah,
the tweaking. Sometimes wouldn't listen.
yeah, yeah. That small
Like
tweak, that
someone
small
else
change of
smaller
the
to
tone,
make you realize that he's trying to entertain the fans.
yeah,
Not trying to put them
that
down.
that small change of the tone
Yep.
really does
That's what you're doing.
help the
That's how I got
your
better.
gimmick.
That's how I got better.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
love hate relationship with everybody, but everybody respects him.
mm,
Look at John Cena. Boo yay, boo yay, boo yay. He didn't care.
yeah,
He admits, hey, boo me and boo me. Like me and like me. Who cares? I'll
yeah,
entertain you. Because everybody will do that. You know, a lot of people don't really mean it, but some people do. But you know, they get it. They said, "Now hell with it. Let's just entertain the people.
yeah,
Let them do what they want." And so DC's now, it's mostly the fans are doing it. They don't like it. They did the same thing when they were ECW. They let the fans rate wrestlers. They didn't like you, they booed you out of the arena
yeah,
permanently. And if they like you, they
yeah,
cheer for you. And they hear a lot of teachers back then. Some of these wrestlers were in Japan, like Chris Jericho and Benoit. They were in
yeah,
Japan making it, and they heard about it, so they brought them to the United States. Like, for example, people said, "Oh, Eric Bishop brought Mexican wrestling to the United States." Excuse me, Rose Collide was in Mexican territory. It was not U.S. Part of California is Mexican territory. That's what they had the
mm,
match in. It wasn't American. It
yeah,
was both Mexico and United WCW. That was all it. Originally, Conan brought Rey Mysterio and Psychosis to the U.S. in ECW. When they first wrestled in America. A
yeah,
lot of people say don't understand is part of California down south is part of Mexico. It's not a full U.S. state.
mm,
Majority of it is, but you're way towards Mexico, towards Mexico. Part of that small area is Mexican territory. A lot of people don't understand that. That's where Rose Clyde was in Mexican territory because they couldn't get the visas in time to bring them to the U.S. So they had to go to Mexico to do that or
mm.
that thing. But they showed them, but Paul Heyman and Conan brought them to the United States. We're back
Sorry,
on.
we're back on.
Back Okay, what I was saying is I might repeat a few things again. Like I said, when WCW had that when rules collide, everybody said, "Oh, he brought Mexican wrestling to the United States," but the true story is he couldn't get the visas in time when he went to the pay-per-view. Main event was Ric Flair versus I think Japanese. I forgot Japanese wrestlers who won against, but then the rest was all U.S. Mexican wrestlers wrestling each other. They might have showed on pay-per-view, but they weren't in the United States because California they were in was Mexican territory. Conan, with the help of Paul Heyman, brought Rey Mysterio, brought Psychosis to the U.S. soil to wrestle because they were too small. And brought Paul said, "God revolutionize. You got to keep things going. Paul, at the future of all these performers do today. Get new wrestlers, get small wrestlers, get every wrestler in there that's going to entertain you." And Paul Heyman first started because no one was listening. And then everyone started listening and stuff like that. And he brought Jericho and Benoit and Malenko, Guerrero. He brought all the small guys that actually wrestled. That's why they got respected down there. They actually wrestled besides the brawling. But he knew talent. He seen it because he worked with some of these guys a long time ago. When they're early on in their careers, he knew who they were. You know, bringing them in and changed the revolution of wrestling. You wouldn't have smaller wrestlers today if it wasn't Paul Heyman bringing them in. You wouldn't have violence back then Attitude without Paul Heyman bringing that in. Because he's
Yeah,
the mastermind, didn't know how to change things. Everything had changed. No one was listening at the time. Still doing cartoons going, Paul Heyman came to ECW. Then they listened. Then they changed. He
yeah,
forced them to. Because if they didn't change, ECW probably would have been the number one organization. Those who've been downhill, they didn't change. They knew it.
definitely.
If they got peer review and everything else, they knew it. They knew if they didn't change, that was it would go small hole.
Hmm.
As I said, a lot of things happened. Paul Heyman made decisions, and that's why you got the smaller wrestlers wrestling today, like you're still wrestling and all that, and
Yeah.
not much violence anymore.
Oh.
But
Another thing that you need to be that we need to mention here
Okay.
is about Chris Jericho.
Like I said, I got all the time in the world next month.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh, Lionheart.
Chris
That's when he first started.
Chris
Those
Jericho.
guys.
So
Those
you
some
know
great
Chris
songs.
Jericho also runs a band.
Yeah, Fozzy. What happened
Fozzy.
was, here's what happened. A lot of people don't understand this, but it's his idea, but it wasn't a real band. He wanted to come up with a character called Mongoose McQueen. And he took a band called Stuck Mojo and turned them into Fozzy saying, everybody ripped us off. Your Judas Priest took some of our songs. It was a runaway gag at the time. It's kind of this fantasy from rock and roll. So they did the album. It's kind of a joke, basically. But then after the album sold a lot of copies, and they say Eric Jericho sings Jericho, decided to put his own band together and get rid of the other band.
Yeah.
And it took a year or two before he got serious. Instead of doing dump the mongoose crap, went against himself. It got popular because everybody knew who he was, and this mongoose thing was a joke. It was just a joke at the time, early on, Chris Jericho's idea. But then later on, he took it a little seriously, and then look at him today. Because something you do as a joke, and you think about it because fans loved it. I don't take this seriously, so he did a serious album, and it took right off.
Yeah. So
one type joke could take right off in a big stream, really fast.
So when it comes to Chris Jericho and Fozzy, have you ever been or heard of their concerts at all?
The concerts came around a lot of times. A lot of times I had to work because I work weekends.
Okay.
I never go to.
Okay.
I used to work a few. I still work a few concerts way back when our fire department we were in with a bar and there was quick events. So I saw a lot of bands there. I saw Record Music Fest and saw a lot. I even saw Jesse James's Jackal when they're doing their tour for his bar and before it burnt down. He was there. I talked to him before he went. I wanted to take a picture, but I couldn't take a picture of him. But I was standing there doing traffic. Comes over and says, "Where's Ramona?" I says, "I don't know." And he sit there and talk like 10, 15 minutes for Ramona came over. Oh, there you are. I said, "Yeah, he was looking for you." I wanted to take a picture, but he had time. He had to get on stage in 5 minutes with Jackal. So I talked to him. We shook hands. Yeah. Yes. You're small fire department. He said he liked to hear. He wanted to come back, but he couldn't because his bar burnt down. He wanted to do another gig there, but then we don't do it anymore because we can't afford it and everything's falling apart. So he was a good guy to talk to. I mean, he sat there. We talked a little bit about his band and about his bar. And he had talked about his marriage. Center vocal a little bit before we interrupted. Yeah. So he'll talk to you about anything. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about Fozzy is that they do tours throughout the.
Yeah, that's why he leaves wrestling for some time. He's doing shorter tours now. He's doing shorter tours now.
Shorter tours.
He's trying to get new generation wrestlers in. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and
follow the industry.
What went down was that one year while my wife was pregnant with our son,
right,
was that his tour landed in Harrisburg, and he could
go the same place, stretch less in big city. He'll go smaller towns.
So he had to do a bar show in Harrisburg.
Okay,
it was a big deal. The year prior, he had to cancel out.
Oh boy.
He came back. He said that this was his first time in Harrisburg in Mississippi. And there were a lot of WWE fans there. Bear in mind,
it's mostly at the beginning, most WWE fans, but now it's just more people. It's 200 labels. Where just playing his music now. Now you got music fans mostly there now instead of WWE. Or both. They both like both things. So
here's what I experienced at that concert.
Go ahead.
Okay. There's a bunch of WWE fans there thinking that he's still with WWE. AEW had just debuted at that time. He's with AEW. He got done with Double or Nothing.
He's kind of done WWE.
This
is try something new.
Yeah, this was like a month into Dynamite already.
Right.
A lot of people front stage were holding WWE merchandise that they made that were remnants of his time in WWE.
Right.
One of the guys was holding a list of Jericho's clipboard, just waving it
Oh
up in
yeah.
his face. And he
Yeah.
just stops the concert in midway. He was like, "Hey, what's this?" And he just trashed him.
Yeah,
And
because you think he's interrupting them, basically trying to bring
yeah,
something back, and I think a lot of fans couldn't see the concert and he got mad. And sometimes
N-
they'll do that. Sometimes they'll stop a concert getting mad. Like a few concerts
yeah,
I went to. One I went to was State Upon Road for touring. It
yeah,
was a music festival, and two buddies were singing. The lead singer had to stop mid song with Broken Home, yelled at guys, and his band had a home buck. He's about to jump on those guys and beat the crap out of them.
yeah,
For interrupting his show. And police got the guys, and they had to hold him back for like 20 minutes before he decided to redo the song.
yeah.
And that's when they
So
stopped doing booze at some
yeah,
concerts. But
some
I don't like people do that. It's you go drunk, you go kind of start fighting. That's not really good.
no, no, no.
I like to go to
So
concerts by myself. No interruptions, no fights, no nothing. Where you
yeah,
supposed to
yeah,
go there?
yeah,
Not
and
be assholes.
yeah, and he had to turn
And they can
full
like that,
heel in his AEW character,
right?
and he said that who all thinks I'm still with WWE? Hands. Who knows that I'm with AEW? Like two, three hands. Like all
Yeah,
the
it's new.
independent
It was
wrestlers that
new.
were there just
It
raised
was
their
new.
hands.
That's why it was just
Yeah,
starting out. That's not many people
and
watching.
he just looked at them and was like, "Yeah, I just got a big announcement. I'm with the AEW, you stupid idiots!" And everyone just laughed. And
Yeah. People did
um,
at the time. People did at the time. It was like a few weeks into it. A lot of people didn't
yeah,
know yet.
yeah, yeah,
They didn't know what
and
AEW yet was because it was brand new, and you had to wait a
yeah,
little while to know what it is.
yeah,
Took them a while
and then he
to get what it
said
was.
that I'm not here for wrestling. I'm here for music.
Yeah, that's
You
all
know,
you're wrestling in the ring. You're doing your thing that you want to do on your own.
yeah, yeah.
You don't do that to
So
a singer, wrestler, anything else. If they want to do something different, you respect that. You don't
yeah,
mock them
yeah,
or be funny because
yeah,
they'll get pretty
yeah,
pissed off at you. I've had many concerts been like this. It's only like, oh, you go to a concert sometime, someone interrupts your show, you're getting pissed because you're trying to entertain the
yeah,
fans.
yeah, yeah.
That's what you're there
And
for.
he's like, y'all need to be showing me some appreciation so that
Yep.
I will be able to come back here.
Yeah.
You know,
Not placing Uncle Beck because they're big idiots.
yeah, yeah, and
I really agree with him.
you
Like I
know,
said, I kind of like
he
that.
said
So
that that's not going to cause him not to come back or anything.
right.
He said that he still hopes to come back one day, but he also hopes. But he was just sending the message, hey, more of this stuff right here is going to keep us from coming back.
No, he wants to separate his music career from his wrestling. That's what
Yeah,
he wants to do. That's the secretary job. He likes wrestling, but he knows he's not getting any better in wrestling. He's getting older. That's why he wants to do music now more. He knows his time will come. That doesn't wrestle much anymore. He knows his body can't take it, so he's going to keep doing
yeah, yeah,
what he's doing with the new
yeah,
generation and do more music.
yeah.
That's what
So
he wants
that
to
that
do.
that that was his message to the crowd, and that's why I did
Yeah,
not.
don't blame him.
Yeah, and
I really
that's
don't.
why I did not include him in the wrestlers that I've met personally. Did I meet just Chris Jericho personally? Yes, but it was at
Yeah,
a
he likes his
concert.
fans. He'll
It,
talk to you.
it
He likes his
doesn't
fans.
really count because he was the lead singer at the concert, and I was
Right.
in front stage just a few feet from him. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I would shake his hand, introduce myself, and talk to him or
Yeah.
anything. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to go backstage and harass him like that.
Yeah. No,
No.
OJ backstage, you
No.
got backstage pass, and then he'll sit there and talk to you.
Yeah.
But a lot of times he's the one when he says conscious wants to talk about his music career, not much about wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he does at convention. That's what he separates both. You
Yeah.
don't want to do that because he's probably still
Yeah.
mad and
Yeah.
pissed off. Things don't want him to calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
They see when the concert, then
So
afterwards they're still pissed and
so they
mad. So
didn't do any
okay.
backstage. To my knowledge, they didn't
Yeah,
do
some
very
won't
much
do. He won't do
backstage
some of
stuff.
that backstage. I don't think he decided not to do it because when the fans were acting.
Yeah.
That's why he probably changed his mind because he didn't like when the fans were
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
That's why he changed his mind.
Yeah. And he said that he did make the announcement saying that he does hope to come back. It's just going to take a minute for them to do it.
Yeah, because he's going to carefully make his moves when he wants the band to go.
Yeah, yeah,
He knows where he's
And
appreciated. He knows where he's not appreciated a musician.
yeah,
You don't do that to somebody after he's done one thing and then he wants to do something else and you think, oh,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're going to mock him. You don't
He,
do that to people like that. It's their
he
life. Let them
did
do what they want to do.
he did praise the crowd afterwards, saying that y'all are a good crowd and things. And he said that this crowd has more music fans
Yeah,
than the gimmick fans, because the percentage of the ones that were there for him being a wrestler was like 15% compared to them respecting him for Fozzy.
because the younger fans who don't watch wrestling liked his music.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes wrestling, but they liked the music and they probably heard a few songs on the
Everyone
radio.
now,
It was on the radio and they liked him as a musician. They know he's a wrestler, but these
yeah,
are people they don't watch much wrestling. They
yeah,
like
yeah,
music. Music is number one priority right now, and here everybody loves to go to concerts. You're outside, you're in fresh air. You get a good show, but I need people trying to interrupt. Because you never know what's
but
going to happen at a rock show. But you know what's happened in wrestling. But rock show, you never know what's going to happen.
yeah,
I've been a
yeah,
few shows. They stopped the show, got mad, angry. I didn't blame them. We encouraged them to stop the stuff. We encouraged
yeah,
them to go after the
yeah,
guys
yeah.
because we get pissed off
So
too, paying our hard-earned money to see content, and then a few permanent language pricks have to ruin it.
yeah, yeah. And
That's what
here,
Jim
here,
Jerry's mad about because he
here's
wants to put on a good show. He hates people trying to ruin it.
yeah, but here's the issue with down south.
Okay.
We are polite and everything, but
Yeah,
when it
I
comes
know a lot of people down
to
south. I know a lot of people down south. I know how your thing
yeah,
is in
yeah,
different parts of the
yeah,
area. I know a lot of people down
yeah,
south that
yeah,
came up here to visit. So,
but a lot of people, especially a lot of men,
yep.
immature men
Hmm?
in their 20s, 30s, and early 40s,
Right.
tend to be a bunch of pricks
Yep.
when it comes
A
to
lot, a lot, but not some, but not a lot.
yeah,
The
when
small
it comes
majority.
to especially redneck pricks, when it comes to things like sports,
Hmm.
wrestling, and rock
Music.
music. And I've seen it before. That wasn't my first time experiencing it, and I'm pretty sure that's not Jericho's first time experiencing it either.
Well, a lot of bands, every place they go, you get a lot of interruptions and pissed off
Yeah,
people, and
yeah,
people don't
but
understand. You go to
you
concert and have
can't.
fun, not to start shit.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what he's going to do next time he's in that area is he's going to have the band put in a sign on there saying what not to have or use in the concert.
Um, right now, all concerts do that no matter where you
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
and people still break the rules. No matter if you tell them, they're still going to break the rules.
yeah,
A few idiots are going. You're not going to stop them. Signs are
yeah,
nothing. You're not going to stop them. That's
yeah,
why some of these festivals don't have much beer anymore. And they search you now for contraband. And every concert I went to, everybody got searched because we take it seriously in concert venues, all not just the South, everywhere. You don't want everybody ruin the concert. A lot of venues don't have beer anymore because it's caused a major problem. Like some of our concerts up here, our state banned liquor all over the place. Every concert, you go drink, you're gonna start shit, except for the state fair. But every place towns, they ban booze for a while.
yeah,
So everybody started calming down. Now, no one's starting any fights, rarely. Everybody's calmed down. They go enjoy the concert now.
yeah.
I
So
almost went, like I said, beginning of the year, I could have gone to Raw in Rochester, but I had like almost lose my job. We have a point system in our job. I went
yeah,
to go with a couple guys I was working up in another store. He's going to pay my way. He's going to pay $1,300 for me to get a ticket to go right almost near the ring. If you know what Brock Lesnar, not Lesnar, Brock, what is it? Steiner, excuse me. I'll call him Steiner. You know what I'm talking about.
Braun Breaker.
You know he ran around the ring, go to the ring that one night,
Yeah,
and you see him in the crowd? If you see a person in a hat and a person without a hat, those are two places I was supposed to be with him. I would have been on television that night.
yeah,
Yeah, I would have been on television when he break rushed to the ring that one night. I'm on television, but I
Yeah.
missed that out. I missed the opportunities to go to live events. So hopefully when I get you guys again, we might go to another. Hopefully, definitely go to an event. I've never
Yeah.
been to a wrestling event in my
Yeah.
life. Always promised, but everything always fell through
Yeah.
financially, basically.
Yeah.
Almost won it this time. It was very close.
Yeah.
5 Raw event.
So this will conclude part 3 of our Kayfabe series. Stay tuned for part 4. Um, don't worry, it's almost over with. Um, we have probably about 1 or 2 parts left over. Um, depends on how much more editing that would need to be done and how much more stuff is going to be said as well. We still have at least another hour worth of content to cover with kayfabe. So it's going to be a decision based on if we want to include it all onto one video or 2 separate videos. So it's almost done. Um, After this series, we're going to work on, or I'm going to work on some other projects as well that I've had to push back because of this. Um, so stay tuned, and we'll be able to actually determine what to do next. This has been the Jazz 08. Thank you, and good night.